Tired of looking at torches? Here are a few great tips on how to hide your lighting. Hello everybody and welcome to OMGcraft. I'm your host, OMG Chad. Lighting is an essential part of Minecraft because if you don't have enough light, well, mobs and baddies will spawn. So placing down torches or any type of light source is pretty important. But those things can get a little bit ugly over time. If you have a whole bunch of torches just sitting on the ground, nobody likes walking into an area that's only torches. So here are a few ideas on how to hide your lights and different options for lighting.
So here we are inside of a Minecraft world that we've turned to night so we could see light a little bit better. And the first thing I want to mention is that there is a big difference between a torch and a jack-o'-lantern, and that is a difference of 1. Torches here will only output, if we hit F3, we can actually see our light level right underneath our biome. They actually only output 14 light, and this pumpkin right here will actually output 15 light. So the light level of a pumpkin and a torch are different, and that can be used for your advantage. And the first thing after light level is that light travels through air. It may be obvious, but one of the things that light can actually travel through is air. And you should always use this to your advantage in the game. And here, what do I want to get rid of? This redstone here. And this is easy to demonstrate kind of by placing down some blocks right here at the edge, because the light right here, it can't come from the back. I put a block back there. So what it's doing is it's coming around this edge and moving this direction. So if we place blocks down here, you can see that the light dissipates over time, or over distance rather, but it can wrap around this edge. So we're going to use this technique of light wrapping around through the air to our advantage a little bit later on. So first I want to talk a little bit about blocks and their transparencies. There are blocks that light can travel through, and you probably know of a few of them, like this carpet right here. If you place down carpet in front of, here, we'll go ahead and break this so we can exactly see how much light is moving. The light isn't affected at all, but if I was to place this concrete, well, there's no light. Come on, we can do that. There we go, perfect. So a carpet doesn't affect light at all, and it kind of makes sense because you can see from right here, it shouldn't block any light. There's plenty of space in front of this jack-o'-lantern for light to go through. But this can actually change a lot depending on the context of the light. So if we go ahead and grab another jack-o'-lantern, or let's grab some glowstone right here and place it down here, well, you could place carpet on top of it, and it still doesn't affect light. The game doesn't have any way to know where light is coming from, so it still passes the light 100% of the way through, no matter whether the carpet is on top or if it is on bottom. So we'll use that to our advantage later on. And this is true, for a few blocks where we can have light pass through it, even though it may not seem like it should. And we're going to use that to our advantage. One big one, by the way, is pistons. Everybody forgets that pistons, because they extend a little bit during their lifetime, and their light could pass through this piston. So let's just go ahead and extend that piston here. In this, that's not how redstone works. There we go. In this situation, the piston here, let's actually place it this way. See how there's a little bit? That is why this is transparent. A transparent block is that light can actually filter through there. So this technique is super duper cool when maybe you put some glowstone down, put a piston on top. It doesn't seem like there should be any light generation. So we're going to look at a few ways to hide light. And the first technique in order to hide light is right over here. There's no, now we talked about carpets, but there is actually no carpets placed down in this build. In fact, this whole area could just be gone, could go away if we want. We could use different material. And the light here is actually coming from the first technique that we showed off, which is around the air. So we're hiding our light using blocks to hide where the light source is coming from, but you actually still have light pouring through and filling up the space and making sure that mobs will not spawn, which is quite nice. By the way, a block that you would expect to be transparent and let light through is stairs, right? Look, we can see right in through there, but let's go ahead and break this light source. If we place stairs down, boop, nope, all the light is gone. You may still see this glow, but don't be fooled. Those stairs are actually stopping all of the light, and that goes for half slabs as well. So don't think that these are just transparent. Do a little bit of experimenting or read a little bit on the Wikipedia before you assume that a block will let light all the way through. So here we are. We have air allowing all the light to pour in through these blocks and light our hallway here. So that's kind of technique number one in order to hide light. Next is to use these transparent blocks, and this technique that we're using right here is some blocks that I haven't talked about yet, but you may have seen them down here in my inventory. First, this one I think is super duper cool. You have this sort of inlaid wood right here. First, this is a really cool effect. And second, it's letting light through. These are beds, actually. If we go up here and break this, you can see that there are beds up at the top, and that is letting light through to the bottom. These are one of those blocks that let light through. And then over here we have sort of a different texture. Still very, very cool. I really like this. These are cauldrons. The bottoms of cauldrons will let light through as well. So those are two techniques in order to hide a little bit of light. Then finally, we have this chest that's glowing out here in the distance, and the light is coming from just below the chest. This is a redstone lamp. What's funny is if you set a redstone lamp on top of one, it is an opaque block. It will not let light through. But one of the cool things about this redstone lamp is that black border right there hides it within the chest, so it's a little bit difficult to see. And also a brand new block, the Shulker Box, which is not the Shulker actual a live mob, but the box that you harvest and craft to put items in, that will also let light all the way through, which is kind of a nice technique. Another block, we'll just get to a few last ones. The Enchanting Table. The Enchanting Table will let light all the way through, and the Enchanting Table has a really cool texture on the bottom, which as we can see here, we need a little bit of light to see it. It looks just like obsidian, but the texture is a little bit different. It does have a black border, but that bottom obsidian texture could be used in a build as well. And finally, snow. Snow is, it's not obvious that snow would be a block that would be opaque. Even if we go the full height of a block, it is still, see, that's the full height of a block. It's still opaque. Now, this is not true about snow blocks. Snow blocks and snow layers are two very different blocks. So if you use your snow layers and go all the way up, then you can still let light all the way through, except what just happened right there, and that is if the light level is too much, your snow will actually melt. So you have to make sure to use this technique a little bit away from the light, otherwise it will melt. I believe the light level needs to be below 12. So we can kind of look at this. There you go. Right there, it's 12. Right here, it is not. So if we build one up right here, this one should melt, but this one will be just fine. So between learning about how light can go around corners with air, some of the opaque blocks that actually will let light all the way through, and a few techniques on how to pull this off, and just a few more blocks that will let light through. Lighting your world should become a lot nicer looking. kind of want this block to just go away, just so I can prove my point, but I'm not sure if it's actually gonna. Oh, there we go. Yes, woohoo! Oh man, great timing. Okay, between all that, I hope that lighting your world becomes a whole lot more interesting.
I got a lot of inspiration for this video from another video that YouTube user Muriako made. He goes way more into detail about a whole bunch of other options for hiding lights, about light levels, about source blocks, about all of the different transparent blocks. So if this is something that fascinates you, I highly suggest that you check that out in the description down below. Big thanks to you for making that video. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like, please leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts, and subscribe for future videos. See you next time on OMGcraft. Bye!